The biggest wild card entering the 2025 draft was Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders. Really, the most uncertainty we've seen since 2014, when no one really knew where Johnny Manziel was going to land. But at least Manziel landed in round one. Shedeur Sanders goes undrafted through the first 32 picks. The Giants traded back in for Jackson Dart, obviously not for Shedeur Sanders. And as Chris and I talked about this in the pre-draft process, Sanders is good enough to be taken in round one. Look at some of the guys who've been taken in round one over the years. You've got some guys that didn't pan out. Sanders arguably better than some of the guys we've seen, even before we find out what he can do. And it's the opportunity to get a franchise quarterback. He's got greatness in his lineage. His dad, one of the all-time greats, not just a Hall of Famer, upper room Hall of Famer. We named the upper room of the Hall of Fame after his father. So the idea that he goes completely through the draft and nobody trades back up to get him and to get that 5-year option that goes along with getting a quarterback in round one, surprising to say the least. And now he's on the board for the 18 hours that will unfold between the end of round one and the start of round two. What will happen? Will there be a trade up? 2 years ago, we saw the Titans trade up near the top of round two to get Will Levis. Will somebody who really wants Shedeur, the Saints, maybe the Steelers? Well, they don't have a second round pick. So unless they're going to send a player like George Pickens and finagle a high second round pick from a team, they may have to add some stuff to it. The Steelers would to get a high second round pick. I don't think after the Chase Claypool debacle for the Bears. Remember, they gave up what became pick number 32. The first pick in round two, essentially the last pick in round one. That year, the Dolphins didn't have a first-round pick. That's what the Steelers got for Claypool. I don't think they're getting that for Pickens, even though Pickens is clearly better than Claypool. But that's all they'd have if the Steelers want to try to pull this off after not taking Shedeur Sanders at pick number 21. So the slide, it's going to continue. There were shots throughout the night of the Shedeur Sanders draft party. I hope they got enough food and beverage for a second night, because it's going to continue. And the question now becomes, how long will round two go until we hear Shedeur Sanders' name, and where will he ultimately land? It's going to be the biggest story throughout the day tomorrow as teams maybe jockey for position to try to get Shedeur Sanders. And once the draft gets started tomorrow night, will it be quick? Will it take a while? We'll find out more on Friday. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.